and welcome to this week's episode of TPI's Games to Watch. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers, and we are officially in week 8 of the football season. We have a huge slate of games this weekend for all of our teams, and we are very excited to dig into it. A lot of playoff implications on the line, still some races here and there. Obviously, we'll hear from Caleb about the Opelika-Stanhope game with that region title on the line. I am going to start it off with Tallapoosa's Games to Watch, which actually does not have any playoff implications, which is hard to believe because pretty much all of our games do. But Benjamin Russell is ushering in Calera for its region season finale. You know, the Wildcats are officially eliminated from playoff contention, but I think that makes this game just a little bit more important actually, because, you know, football is about overcoming adversity, and football is about, you know, dealing with your obstacles and fighting through whatever comes your way. And I'm excited to see how Benjamin Russell responds. Even though they aren't playing for the playoffs at this point, they are playing for a 500 season. They still would need to win out in order to accomplish that goal. You know, the seniors want to go out on a high note. I think, you know, Calera is definitely a team that they should be able to beat, but it's one of those things where how mentally can you stay in this game? And that's something that I'm really excited to see. Benjamin Russell has started to find some offensive consistency. I think there's a lot that Calera does that the Wildcats can exploit offensively. I would look for the Benjamin Russell Wildcats to actually put on a really good show on Friday night, and I'm excited to see, like I said, if they can fight through sort of not having their best season and still realize that there is a lot to play for.
I'm Caleb Turntine with the Wetumpka Herald, and in this week's game to watch, we're going to take a look at the showdown at Foshee-Henderson Stadium on Friday night between Stanhope Elmore and Opelika. This game will determine the Class 6A Region 3 champion, while the loser will still get to be the 2 seed and get a home playoff game in the first round of the postseason. Stanhope Elmore is searching for their first region title since 2004. They were in a similar situation last year when they started 4-0 in region play, but they lost 59-21 at Opelika. So the Mustangs are looking for a little bit of revenge this year, although they say that they're not thinking about last year's game because this is a completely different team, which of course is led by the defense and defensive coordinator Hunter Adams, who has the Mustangs playing very well right now. Stanhope Elmore is riding a 6-game winning streak, and they've only scored more than 30 points in one of those games. So the defense is the key here. Opelika does have some strong weapons on offense, including a bulk of running backs, which are led by Eric Watts, who has had multiple big games this year, including a 200-yard game against in a win over Wetumpka back in week 3. So Stanhope will have to get some points on the board to back up their defense, but they hope to have some of the same rushing success with running back Trey Duncan and quarterback Andrew Ryans that they've had this year. And Opelika's defense has looked susceptible at times to the running game, so they may be able to take advantage of that. Stanhope will want to keep this game relatively low scoring, probably being played in the 20s, maybe even lower. But get out early. It should be a packed crowd. It is for the region title, and it's one of the bigger games in the state in Class 6A this week. So make sure to get there early and grab a seat because this one's going to be great.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Carmen Rogers with Tallapoosa Publishers, bringing you this week's Games to Watch. I'm back here at J.E. Hunt O'Brien Stadium with Tallahassee Tigers head coach Mike Battles. Coach, the Tigers pulled off a big win last week over Rehoboth High School. This week y'all are going to head south to Troy to take on Charles Henderson High School. Can you tell me how you feel heading into that game?
Well, I feel a lot better since we won. You know, homecoming around here is a really big deal. This year was the class of 2000, which, you know, when you look back through history of football, they kind of set the bar. They went 13-1 their senior year, and so, you know, the Rehoboth game was a big one. It's one that kept us in the hunt for the playoffs. I thought our kids played really well, both sides of the ball. Obviously, Truck Griffin had another outstanding game. He scored all 3 touchdowns, and you know, we had a lot of people step up and make a lot of plays, and I think it gives us some confidence because, you know, we still know there's some things we can get done and we control our own destiny. So, you know, going down to Charles Henderson, they're always athletic. They're always very big. We've had some good battles with them over the past several years. This will be the second time I've gone down and played on the turf at Troy, but, you know, that's fun for the kids. We've had a good week of practice so far. Hopefully we get outside today. Had to go inside yesterday, but still got something done. And go outside today and kind of put the finishing touches on the game plan and walk through tomorrow, and then we're going to head down to Troy. And it's a big game. If we can win it, looking at how everything goes, it could lock up a playoff spot for us, which was one of our goals this year. And that'll be big for our kids, and so I think they're excited. I think they're focused, and we're ready to go down there and play and see how we do.
Sounds good. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for joining us this week. We hope you'll join us again next week. And until then, I'm Carmen Rogers reporting for Tallapoosa Publishers.
Go Tigers.